These are the indicator diagrams. Indicator diagram indicates a thermodynamic process by plotting any two of the thermodynamic variables. We know that a thermodynamic process is a change of state of the thermodynamic system, and this change of state is achieved by a change in any one of the thermodynamic coordinates. Pressure, volume, temperature and entropy are the four thermodynamic coordinates of a gaseous system. If any one of them changes, we can say there is a thermodynamic process. So more than one variables may change. So depending on the parameter which is changing, or depending on the quantity which is kept constant, we have different types of processes. And we have different indicator diagrams depending on which parameters are plotted in the graph. We can represent the change of state of a thermodynamic system by plotting pressure and volume, or by plotting volume and temperature, or by plotting pressure and temperature, or by plotting temperature and entropy. Each of these indicator diagrams has its own significance. As you can see in the table, PV diagram is an indicator diagram in which the thermodynamic process is represented by plotting pressure and volume. Volume is taken along x-axis and pressure along y-axis. And it has a particular significance. Area under the PV diagram gives the work done. Area under PV diagram gives the work done in a thermodynamic process. In VT diagram, the change of state is represented by plotting volume and temperature. Temperature is taken along x-axis and volume along y-axis. The temperature at any volume can be found from this graph. The PT diagram indicates the change of state of a thermodynamic process by plotting temperature and pressure, with temperature on x-axis and pressure on y-axis. And we have the fourth indicator diagram, TS diagram, which represents the change of state of a thermodynamic system, plotting entropy and temperature. Entropy on x-axis and temperature on y-axis. The area under TS diagram gives the heat exchange. Heat exchanged in a thermodynamic process. How much heat is exchanged? What is the amount of heat exchanged will be equal to the area under TS diagram of a thermodynamic process. Let us examine in detail. The first indicator diagram is PV diagram. Here you can see four diagrams. These are the PV diagrams for isothermal, adiabatic, isobaric and isochoric processes respectively. Look at the first diagram. It is the isothermal PV diagram. PV diagram for isothermal process. Pressure is on y-axis, volume is on x-axis. Initially, the state of the system was represented by point A, where the pressure is P1 and the volume V1. Then the state changes to the point B in the graph, where the pressure is P2 and the volume is V2. And look at the second diagram. It is the PV diagram for an adiabatic process. The graph is similar to that of isothermal process, but there is a difference. What is that? The graph of adiabatic process or adiabatic PV diagram is more steeper than the isothermal PV diagram. And look at the third diagram. It is process is isobaric, that is pressure remains constant. Therefore the graph is a straight line parallel to x-axis. The system changes from A to B, where the pressure is P and temperature T1 at A, and the pressure is P itself and temperature T2 at the point B. So this graph represents PV diagram for isobaric process. So when volume should be indicated, and there is a mistake in the diagram. It should be volume V1 and V2, not T1 and T2. It should be V1 and V2. So pressure is a constant, volume changes in isobaric process. As the equation for isobaric process is V is proportional to T, or V by T equal to a constant. V is proportional to T, so T1 is the temperature corresponding to V1, T2 is the temperature corresponding to V2. When volume increases but pressure remains constant, the process is isobaric. But in the earlier two diagrams, the PV diagrams of isothermal and isobaric processes, when volume increases, pressure decreases. And look at the fourth diagram, isochoric process. It is a straight line parallel to y-axis. Pressure changes but volume remains constant. Here the arrow represents there is a decrease in pressure at constant volume. So temperature will decrease, because the equation for isochoric process is P by T equal to a constant, or P is proportional to T. These are the four PV diagrams corresponding to the four different thermodynamic processes. What is the significance of this diagram? If we find the area under the graph, that area will be equal to the work done. Now what is the area under the fourth graph? It is 0. area under fourth graph is 0. Therefore, the work done in isochoric process is 0 since volume remains constant. Here you can see the PV diagram for isothermal and isoentropic processes on a single plot. You can see the isothermal and adiabatic PV diagram in a single graph in the in this diagram. I said that there is a small difference in the PV diagrams for isothermal and adiabatic process. The shape is almost similar, but the PV diagram for adiabatic process is more steeper than the PV diagram for isothermal process. So adiabatic PV diagram is steeper than isothermal PV diagram, or we can say that the slope of adiabatic PV diagram is greater than the slope of isothermal PV diagram. We can show this result mathematically. I think you can see the green board. We have to show that the slope of adiabatic PV diagram, slope of adiabatic is greater than the slope of isothermal PV diagram. Slope of adiabatic is greater than the slope of isothermal PV diagram. If we compare the PV diagrams of adiabatic and isothermal processes, we can see that the slope of adiabatic PV diagram is greater than the slope of isothermal PV diagram, or the adiabatic PV diagram is steeper than the isothermal PV diagram. If we plot the PV diagrams for isothermal process, this will be like this, but if we plot the PV diagram of an adiabatic process, it will be like this. So this is for isothermal, and this is for adiabatic. The slope of the graph is this. We will find the slope like this by taking a right angle triangle, and we can find the slope here also by taking a right angle triangle. Then this change is dV and this change is dP. Here is also dP and dV. This is the usual method to find the slope of a graph. Then slope will be equal to dP by dV. Slope will be equal to dP by dV. Slope equal to dP by dV. Now we have to show that the slope or dP by dV of adiabatic process is greater than the slope of isothermal PV diagram. We can show the result. We have for isothermal process, we have PV equal to a constant. This is the equation for an isothermal process. PV equal to a constant. Taking differential on both sides, we get PdV plus VdP equal to 0. Derivative of the constant is 0. Taking differential on both sides, we get PdV plus VdP equal to 0. Rearranging this, we get PdV equal to minus VdP. PdV equal to minus VdP. Again rearranging, we get dP by dV. dP by dV. dP by dV equal to minus P by V. dP by dV equal to minus P by V. That is, this is the slope of isothermal process. This is the slope of PV diagram for an isothermal process. The slope of isothermal PV diagram is obtained as minus P by V. Now we have adiabatic process. What about adiabatic PV diagram? The equation for adiabatic process is PV raised to gamma equal to a constant. PV raised to gamma equal to a constant. Taking differential on both sides, we get P into gamma times V raised to gamma minus 1 dV plus V raised to gamma dP equal to 0. This can be written as P into gamma into V raised to gamma divided by V. V raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to V raised to gamma divided by V dV plus V raised to gamma dP equal to 0. P into P raised to gamma divided by V dV plus V raised to gamma dP equal to 0. In this equation, V raised to gamma is a common factor. So it can be taken out. We get V raised to gamma into P into gamma by V dV plus V plus dP equal to 0. Okay, so the term inside the bracket should be equal to 0. V raised to gamma cannot be 0. Therefore, the term inside the bracket should be 0. So we can write gamma times P by V dV, gamma times P by V dV plus dP equal to 0. Gamma P by V dV equal to minus dP. dP by dV equal to minus dP by dV. dV is taken to the right side. dP by dV equal to gamma times minus P by V. Gamma times minus P by V. dP by dV equal to gamma times minus P by V. Now what is this term? Minus P by V. This is it was the slope of isothermal PV diagram. So we have obtained the slope of adiabatic PV diagram. This is for adiabatic. And this is for isothermal. So this equation indicates that the slope of adiabatic PV diagram is equal to gamma times the slope of isothermal PV diagram. Slope of adiabatic PV diagram is equal to gamma times slope of isothermal PV diagram. Slope of adiabatic is equal to gamma times slope of isothermal. Slope of adiabatic equal to slope of gamma times slope of isothermal. What is the value of gamma? What is gamma? Gamma is the ratio of specific heats. Gamma equal to Cp by Cv. Cp is the specific heat capacity at constant pressure and Cv is the specific heat capacity at constant volume. Cp is the specific heat capacity at constant pressure. Cv is the specific heat capacity at constant volume. What about its values? Its value will be Cp is the energy or heat energy required to increase the temperature of 1 kilogram of substance at constant pressure, at Cp. Cv is the heat energy required to increase the temperature of 1 kilogram of substance at constant volume. We have a relation Cp minus Cv equal to the universal gas constant R. This equation is known as Mayer's equation. From this we can write Cp equal to Cv plus R. So from this equation it is evident that Cp will be greater than Cv. The specific heat capacity at constant pressure will be greater than the specific heat capacity at constant volume. The specific heat capacity at constant pressure is greater than the specific heat capacity at constant volume. And why Cp is greater than Cv? What is the underlying phenomenon? What is happening? Why more heat is required? It will be discussed after first of thermodynamics. So at present, try to bear this. Cp is greater than Cv, and it is obtained, it can be obtained from this equation also. Cp is greater than Cv. We will derive this Mayer's equation after first of thermodynamics. So Cp is greater than Cv. Therefore, gamma, what about gamma? Numerator is greater than denominator. Therefore, gamma will be greater than 1. Now look at this result. Slope of adiabatic is greater than, slope of adiabatic is gamma times the slope of isothermal. Slope of adiabatic is gamma times the slope of isothermal. Therefore, gamma, since gamma is greater than 1, slope of adiabatic will be greater than the slope of isothermal. Slope of adiabatic is greater than the slope of isothermal. slope of adiabatic is greater than the slope of isothermal. From this we can deduce another result. We are moving to that result. We know that the slope of isothermal, we consider the process isothermal. Its slope was obtained as dP by dV equal to minus P by V. And in the case of adiabatic process, the slope was obtained as dP by dV equal to gamma times minus P by V. This is the slope. We can rearrange these equations. Look at this. This V can be taken to the numerator. Therefore, we get dP into V divided by dV equal to minus P. Minus can be put on the left hand side. Again rearranging, we get dP. Again we have to rearrange. Therefore, I am erasing this. So again rearranging, this becomes dP divided by dV by V with a negative sign. dP whole divided by dV by V will be equal to P. Now look at this expression. What is its meaning? What is its meaning? Look at the denominator. The denominator is dV by V. Denominator is dV by V. That is change in volume divided by original volume. Change in volume divided by original volume. Change in volume divided by original volume. That is volume strain. And look at the numerator. It is the change in pressure or volume stress. Negative sign indicates that when volume stress increases or when pressure increases, volume decreases. So the left hand side of this equation is the bulk modulus of elasticity. Bulk modulus of elasticity. Bulk modulus of elasticity K, and in isothermal process this is equal to the bulk modulus of elasticity in isothermal process is obtained as the pressure itself, equal to the pressure. The bulk modulus of elasticity in the case of isothermal process equal to the pressure. Bulk modulus of elasticity in the case of isothermal process equal to the pressure itself. Now what about adiabatic process? In adiabatic process we have obtained the slope dP by dV equal to gamma times minus P by V. Rearranging, we get minus V into dP by dV equal to gamma P. Again rearranging, we get minus dP whole divided by dV by V equal to gamma P. Again, the left hand side is equal to the bulk modulus of elasticity in adiabatic process. It is obtained as gamma p, or bulk modulus of elasticity equal to gamma times bulk modulus of elasticity in isothermal process. That is, bulk modulus of elasticity in adiabatic process is equal to gamma times bulk modulus of elasticity in isothermal process. Or we can say the adiabatic elasticity, bulk modulus gases have only bulk modulus. So, modulus of elasticity in the case of gases is bulk modulus. Therefore, the adiabatic elasticity is equal to gamma times isothermal elasticity. We know that gamma is greater than 1. Therefore, we can conclude that the adiabatic elasticity is greater than the isothermal elasticity. This is an important result. The adiabatic elasticity is greater than the isothermal elasticity. Adiabatic elasticity is greater than the isothermal elasticity. Adiabatic elasticity is greater than the isothermal elasticity. The slope of adiabatic PV diagram is greater than the slope of isothermal PV diagram.